Hello everyone, I am Anisha. Welcome all of you to my channel, that is virtual classes. So today in this class we are going to revise your chapter number 3, okay, class 6 science chapter number 3. Basically we'll focus on summary and notes, okay. So the summary which I have prepared is in very detail, okay, and this will be very helpful in your exam. If you want to do a very quick revision of chapter number 3, you can go through this summary, okay. And today's class, the explanation will be fully in English. If you want to listen to Hindi explanation, I have already uploaded. Please find the link in the description box, or you can directly go to the playlist and you can check out there also, okay. And yes, don't forget to like, share and subscribe my channel. So let us start, okay. So food in different regions. So in this chapter basically what we have learned is about foods, the food habits of different states, isn't it? Basically the main components of food, that is carbohydrates, fats, proteins and vitamins and minerals, and why are the importance of millets, isn't it? So all those things we are going to revise here in this class very quickly, and these notes will be very helpful in your exam, okay. So you can carry a notebook along with you while you watch this video, and you can write it down as well, or you can take a screenshot and you can write it down afterwards. All right, so food in different regions. So first of all, in food in different regions, what we have learned that why food differs across India, because we find varieties of foods in India, diversity of foods is there, isn't it? So why food differs across India? And because of different climates and soil types, isn't it? And yes, if you want to listen to the very detailed explanation of this chapter, I have already uploaded. Please go through that video first, okay, and that this will only then you will understand this video. So, and crops grown locally. So food differs across India because of different climates and soil type, because we have different climates in the Himalayan region, we have a different climates in the southern India, we have a different climate in the northeast India, isn't it? And along with that we have a different types of soil also, red soil, black soil, isn't it? So that is why foods differ in across India, because they are using the crops which are locally grown, which are locally available, which are easily available, and basically those crops which are easily available to any place becomes their traditional food also. So, and cultural and religious influence also, because of this also there are difference in food across India, okay. So cultural and religious influence, so we are going to see this one little bit in detail here now, okay. So there is a chart in your book, isn't it, which is given. So we are going to do that same again. So this will be just a revision only. So here it is given about 3 states, that is Punjab, Karnataka and Manipur, isn't it? So in Punjab the locally grown crop is maize, wheat, chickpea, pulses, and the food items, that is the traditional food items eaten over there, okay, that is makki di roti, sarson da saag, chole bhature, parantha, halwa, kheer. And it doesn't mean that only they are these in this state these are being eaten. These food items are eaten in another states also, okay. In other states also we also prepare halwa, we also prepare kheer, we also prepare paratha, isn't it? But this is their traditional food item, that is why it is mentioned particularly for a state here, okay. And what about beverages? The liquid diet, lassi, chach, that is the buttermilk and tea, okay. Next we have Karnataka, that is the crops which are locally grown are rice, ragi, urad and coconut. So here food items, the traditional food items which are being eaten over there, okay, is the idli, dosa, sambar, coconut chutney, ragi, mude, palya, rasam, rice, okay. So these are all the traditional food items eaten there. And beverages, buttermilk, coffee and tea. And another state that we have seen was of Manipur, isn't it? So here locally grown crops are rice, bamboo and soya beans. So other crops are also there, so but only few are being mentioned over here, okay. And the traditional food items is rice, ironma, which is a kind of chutney prepared using fermented fish, okay. And this uti, it is a kind of dal only, okay, which is being prepared using yellow peas and green peas, okay, together with onion curry and all. And sinju, which is a salad, okay, a kind of salad where they will be using again fermented fish and all. And kangsoy, again this is you can say a boil, okay, where vegetables are being boiled using without any oil, without any masala, and again using that fermented fish or other fish item also you can just add up there, okay. So this is their traditional dish. And their beverages is black tea. So apart from black tea, they will be drinking coffee also, milk also, but as for here it is only mentioned this black tea, okay. So these were the cultural and religious influence. So why do we see diversity in traditional food across Indian states? So the chart that we have just studied now, we see there is a diversity. Diversity means wide differences, varieties, isn't it? So why do we see that? The reason is geographical variation. Okay, first geographical variation, we have India has a very wide range of climates and soil type, as I have told you earlier also, because in India we have a different types of climates and different types of soils, isn't it? From the cold Himalayas to the hot coastal plains. These conditions affect what crops can be grown in a particular region. So the conditions, the climatic conditions, okay, these all affect the crops which are being grown in a very particular region. This is the first reason, okay, and the second reason is locally grown crops. Traditional foods often use local ingredients that are easily available. For example, wheat in northern states like Punjab and Haryana, rice in southern and eastern states like Tamil Nadu, West Bengal and Assam, and millets in the drier regions like Rajasthan and Karnataka, because these are the crops which are locally grown there, which are locally available over there, easily available, okay, and because of which there is a reduction in the food miles as well, okay. So that is why the traditional foods, okay, are often used using the ingredients which are locally available in their particular state, okay. I hope this is clear. We have other reasons also, okay. The third reason is cultural practice and tradition. So each state has its own history, festivals, customs that shape food habits. For example, like sweets during festivals in Bengal, not only in Bengal, in other places also, isn't it? And fermented foods in the northeast due to the local tradition and climate. So in northeast they basically use fermented foods, okay, like fermented fish, fermented bamboo shoots. So many things are there which they used to ferment and they used to eat that one, and it used to be very tasty as well, okay. I have also tasted. So these are because of the cultural practice in the particular state. So this is the third reason. I have given all the reason in points, okay, so that it will be easier for you to write in the exam. So next reason, we have religious beliefs and dietary preferences. So other reason for why there is a diversity in traditional food across Indian states is that some regions have vegetarian foods because of religious belief, like example Gujarat. So here not only Gujarat, there are other states also, okay, but particularly it has been mentioned here because most of the vegetarians are found from this state only, okay. And while other includes a lot of meat or fish, example Kerala or Nagaland. So because of this religious belief and dietary preference also, there is a wide variety of traditional food across Indian state, okay. And so that were the reasons, okay. I hope it was clear that why do we see diversity in traditional food across Indian states. So next, let us see how have cooking practice changed over time. So we have seen that cooking practice have been changed over time, like earlier we used to cook in chula, now we are using modern gas, isn't it? So it is all about that only now, okay. So food habits vary across states based on culture, crops and preferences. So food choices and cooking methods have changed over time due to modernization. So because of modernization, the food choice as well as the cooking methods have been changed, okay, over the time. So why have these been changed? We have mentioned that because of the modernization, isn't it? We are also going to see the particular reason here. So earlier cooking was done mostly using what? Chulha. I hope you remember the picture which we have done in your book also. See this one, like this, isn't it? By use of fire, isn't it? Directly, this is the traditional stove that we call. But now what happened? Now we are using gas stoves, isn't it? So nowadays most people use a modern gas stove, and I hope in all of your house also and there is a gas stove and your parents will be cooking food over there only in see in the village area, okay. Still in so many families today they are cooking using this chula, okay. But even though they have a gas stove, they prefer eating in cooking in this chula. Why? Because they used to say that the taste is very different, the taste is more tasty if we cook in this chula and all, okay. So these are other reasons, but what happened in most cases now they are using modern gas stoves, okay, like this. So next, previously grinding was done manually using silvata. Again for grinding, this is another example, okay. Silvata means when you are using your hands, isn't it, with this stone. So which I hope you also have this at your homes as well, isn't it? Because most of the home we even keep this one even today in today's date also. So but now what happened today, grinding is done using an electric grinder like this, isn't it? Electric grinder. So this is more convenient. And why these changes have came? Because of technological development, okay. So these changes in culinary practice have occurred over time. So see, culinary means cooking practice, okay, culinary. So have occurred over times. And changes are due to factors such as technological development, improved transportations, sorry, I have zoom out, uh, improved transportations, okay, and after that better communications. And so these are some of the factors, okay, which have make these cooking practices changed over time. So there are so many technological development, because of that we have so many modern appliances now that we are using at home, isn't it? And because of the improved transportation, we can get whatever we wanted to get. Otherwise, if particular things is not available in your state, then if there was no mode of transportation, then how will you get another thing, isn't it? So because of improved transportation, again, for example, in case of a food also, okay, if you want to prepare, suppose you are from northeast, okay, just an example, you are from northeast place and you want to prepare dosa, okay, but you doesn't have the ingredients with you. So what will you do? You will be importing things, isn't it? If there was no better transportation, then how will you import? Yes or no? So that's why it is because of this improved transportation and all, there have been changes in not only in cooking practices, in food habits also, okay, in food habits that we are eating now. And another is better communication. So with communications, we also came to know so many things, and because of that there are so many changes in cooking practices as well as in food habits also. Just like one of your friend, he is from another state, okay, and he says that in his state he used to eat a variety of other food items which they do not eat here. So but how came you you also came to know about it, isn't it? And you are again asking your mummy to prepare that one. So how is that possible? It is possible only because of that communication. You came to know about it, and through internet, by looking at the internet, by looking at the magazine, newspaper, TV, we also came to know about so many dishes, so many cooking appliances that are available in the market, isn't it? So it is all three factors enhanced the reason, okay. So I hope this is clear. So now let us see about the food components of food, okay. What are the components of food? So the main topic that we are going to see. So the theme, say there is a food stall which has been going on in the school, isn't it? And the theme was eat healthy and live healthy. So I have just written that one here, okay. So food provides us energy and helps us grow, stay active and remain healthy. So food provides us energy. If you don't take food, what will happen? You will feel very tired, isn't it? Suppose for one day if you are not eating anything, then what will happen? You will feel as if you have not you don't have any energy to do certain physical activity that we used to do every day. So that is why food is very much important, okay, because it provides us with energy and it helps us to grow, it helps us to stay active and remain healthy. And again, the choice of food also matters, okay. You have to choose only healthy foods only. So missing meal can make us feel tired and low on energy. So this is what I have just explained you. And like marathon runners drink glucose water because glucose, a carbohydrate drink, quickly restores energy. So we have often seen that these marathon runners and sport persons, when they are participating in race, this glucose water been given to them preparing by others, isn't it? Why they are doing like that? Because this glucose, it provides instant energy, okay. So that is why marathon runners, and if you feel sick or if you feel low, we are often advised to take Glucon-D, isn't it? So because it provides us with instant energy, so that is the reason, okay. So it is a carbohydrate drink, okay. So now let us see about the major nutrients in food. The first one is the carbohydrates, okay. So these are some of the sources of carbohydrates, and this is one of the primary sources of energy into our diet, okay, like potato, sugarcane, banana, pineapple, mango, maize, okay, all these things. So main source of energy, they are the main source of energy. For example, sugar, rice, wheat. So here I have mentioned only few, but I have shown you with the other varieties, isn't it? So common sugar is a carbohydrate. So even the common sugar, okay, that is also a carbohydrates, okay. It also provides you with instant energy, okay. So fats, next we have fats. What are fats? See, some sources of fats are like butter, sunflower seeds, walnut, groundnut, curd, almonds, cashew nuts, sesame, soya bean. So these are all ghee, okay. These are all what? these are the sources of fats, and these healthy fats are important for your body, but there are so many unhealthy fats also which are available in the market that we call them as a junk food, like your potato chips, your french fries and burger, pizza. Okay, all these things are unhealthy fats and you should avoid eating all those things. Okay, it will only make you sick and it will only make you very fat and you will start facing so many health issues. Okay, so that is why we have to always be very accurate while choosing our foods, okay, that we should be eating in our diet. So that is why we said that there is a concept of balanced diet. So everything should be there should be a balanced diet, and we should not be doing any overeating also. Okay, so let us see about fats now. Sources of stored energy. So these are the stored energy. Okay, in that means these are not used instantly, but you'll be using these afterwards when you need them. Just like, for example, like you have seen camels storing the foods in the hump, and they will be using that food whenever they wanted to, isn't it? So you can think just like that. This is the stored energy that we have in our body. Okay, so found in ghee, oil, nuts, groundnuts, almonds and walnuts, seeds like pumpkin seeds and this one sunflower. Okay, and ingredients like ghee and gond in laddus provide warmth and energy in the winter. So in winter, what we used to do, we used to eat laddus, isn't it, which has been prepared using all this ghee, walnuts, these ground nuts, almonds, isn't it? So why we used to have that? Because it provides energy to our body and it keeps our body warm as well, isn't it? So that is why it is we are being asked to eat all these things during winter to keep ourselves warm, so that we don't catch any cold. Okay, so okay, here one more thing is that, see, like just like camel, okay, this polar bear also, they used to accumulate a lot of fats under their skin. Okay, and these fats serve as an energy source. It supports them during their month-long winter sleep, that is hibernation, enabling them to survive without eating. So when they used to go for a long sleep, that is around for 2 to 3 months, okay, they used to go to sleep and they will not be waking up. Okay, and that term is known as what? The term is known as hibernation. Okay, when you are going for a long duration of sleep, and polar bear used to do like that. Okay, and before going that, what happens, they used to accumulate lots of fat. They used to collect lot of fats under their skin only, and they will be using that fats while they are sleeping. So they will not be necessary to wake up and to eat. Otherwise, what will happen if you start sleeping for 2 to 3 months? Will you be able to do so? No, isn't it? But this is just a interesting fact about this polar bear. Okay, they can do like that. Okay, so another, we have protein. Okay, protein, like we have plant source and there are animal sources. Like plant source, we have mung dal, tur dal, kidney beans, gram, your chana, your peas, soya bean. Okay, and here animal sources, we have chicken, fish, eggs, paneer and milk. And protein is very much important, okay, for our body, especially for the growth of our body. Okay, and especially those children who are on a growing stage, okay, they should be given the right amount of protein into their diet. So these are body building foods, okay, help in growth and repair of our body. All right, and found in pulses, beans, peas, milk, paneer, that we have already seen, isn't it, fish and meats, and another essential for growing children's and athletes. So these are essential for growing children's and athletes. Why athletes? Because they are they are like making their muscles. Like you have seen people who are going to gym also, they are very muscular, and they used to say that they used to eat a lot of protein, they used to eat lot of eggs, isn't it? Why? So that they can build up their muscles. Okay, so protein is very much necessary if you want to be muscular and if you want to build up your body, and it is a very essential diet, okay, that you should be including every day in your meal. So more to know, we have mushroom. Okay, they grow mostly in dark and moist place, and edible mushrooms are good source of protein. So these edible mushrooms, okay, these are also very good source of mushroom. Why edible is been mentioned here? Because there are so many types of mushrooms, okay, and there are non-edible also, which we should not be eating. If we eat, then what will happen? There are cases also, okay, which we have often seen, like the family used to die after eating mushroom, unidentified mushroom. And also we should be very picky also in here. Okay, we should choose the mushroom wisely, and we should be only choosing the edible one, okay, which is best for eating. Next, we have the protective nutrients. This is the vitamins and the minerals. Okay, vitamins like A, B1, C, D, and minerals like calcium, iron, and iodine. So let us study about them quickly now. Okay. This helps protect the body from diseases. So like we have seen that vitamin C protects our disease from which disease? Scurvy, isn't it? And there is another vitamin, there is another mineral, that is iodine, which defends us from the disease known as goitre, isn't it? So we are also going to see that cases here, which we have already done in our chapter also, but I have mentioned those things here as well. Okay. So found in milk, fruits, vegetables, and whole grains. And apart from these, vitamin C in lemons, orange prevents scurvy, isn't it? And another is that with iodized salt. So this iodine, okay, iodized salt help prevent iodine deficiency disorder, what we call that as goitre. Okay, so we should include this every day in our diet. So like here, in case of there is a case one for scurvy. Okay, so in earlier times during long voyage, sailor often suffered from bleeding gums and swollen gums. Okay, so during a voyage in 1746, Scottish physician James Lind observed that sailor who consumed lemons and orange recovered from these symptoms. So bleeding and swollen gums are symptoms of disease called scurvy. So what they have observed? They observed that the one who are taking orange and lemon, okay, they are recovering, okay, not becoming, sorry, they are recovering from their symptoms earlier, which they used to have, like bleeding gums and swollen gums. So what does that prove? It proves that this vitamin C fights these bleeding gums and swollen gums, and it prevents us from having that disease known as what? Scurvy. Okay. Another case, this is of goitre. See this lady here, this girl, her front of the neck is being swollen, isn't it? Why? Because she is suffering from goitre. And this one in the year 1960s earlier, okay, Indian scientists find out that especially people from the Himalayan region and northern plains, okay, because of the lack of iodine in their soil or iodine in their water, okay, they started suffering like this. And what happens now? The government of India ordered and make an effort to include iodized salt, okay, this iodized salt with the common salt. So after consuming this iodized salt, what happened? There was visibly reduction of these symptoms, okay, which was the swollen of this neck, okay. And these symptoms were due to deficiency of iodine in the soil of this region. So these symptoms were seen because of there was a deficiency of iodine in their soil, okay. So swelling at the front of the neck is a symptom of this disease, which is known as what? Goitre. All right. So I hope this was clear. So next we have this salt farming, okay. So there is an tribal community who used to practice this one, that is the Agarias, okay. They practice salt farming in the little Ran of Kutch and other parts of Gujarat, and for 8 months, see how much of duration it has been taken, isn't it, to make a salt. So they live in the extreme heat of the desert and work very hard to get salt from seawater. See, they are doing all the hard works and we are getting it very luckily. So consider yourself as very lucky, isn't it? Because they are doing hard work, they are doing so in order to earn little amount of money. They are making this, they are preparing this salt, okay. Other important components we have like dietary fibers, that is the roughage, that we should be including in our diets. Why? Because it helps in digestion and removals of undigested food through the process of what? Excretion, okay. And this is very important. We should be including this roughage and this water, okay, into our diets. Found in green leafy vegetables, fruit, pulses, nuts, and whole grains. And next we have water. Water is also very essential, okay. Water absorbs nutrients and remove waste from the body. So because we are being advised to take water regularly at regular interval of time, isn't it? Because it is very good for our health, because we need water to remove all the toxicity or other waste item from the body. So it removes in the form of urinations, it get removed in the form of sweating, okay, during the summertime, okay. So essential to drink plenty of water daily. So amount like 3 to 4 liters of water you should be drinking, but not all the 3 to 4 liters at one go. You have to drink little from morning till night, okay. Food habits and cooking effects. So here cooking can lead to loss of nutrients like vitamin C. See, when we cook food, what happens? There are often loss of vitamins, okay? Vitamins and minerals when we are cooking. But it is necessary, we cannot eat raw food also, isn't it? So this leads to this loss of nutrients and nutrients like vitamin C. So what we have to do? We have to include roughage, like we have to include fruits, cucumber, which we can eat without cooking, okay, into our diet. And washing or cut fruits or vegetables can also reduce vitamins. So when we are washing vegetables or fruits, this also reduce vitamins. But although they reduce, we should be washing it and only eating. Otherwise what happen? These days everything is not organic, isn't it? And there are chemicals being used in order to grow those fruits. So we need to wash it properly before having it. So eating raw and fresh plant-based based food is healthy and environmentally friendly. So what happens? Eating those food which is locally grown, especially, okay, this raw and fresh plant-based foods, okay, which are locally grown, are very much good, not only for our health but for our environment also. They are environment friendly also. Why? Because we don't use any kind of fertilizers there, isn't it, or any kind of chemicals to grow that particular fruits or vegetables. So that is why eating these food which are locally grown, especially from your kitchen garden and all, okay, it is very much good for your health as well as for the planet. So now let us see study the chart, okay, which is given in your book as well, okay. Let us quickly do a revision of that chart of all the vitamins and minerals here. So the first is, let's see, here we are going to study the food components or vitamins and minerals, their functions, their sources, and their deficiency disease and their symptoms, okay. So quickly let us do this. First, about vitamin A. So this keeps our eyes and skin healthy, and these sources are papaya, carrot, mango, and milk. There are other sources also, okay. You try to find out what are the other sources through which you get vitamin A. And the deficiency is loss of vision, and symptoms like poor vision, loss of vision in darkness, night blindness. We have night blindness, isn't it? And sometimes complete loss of vision. So these are the symptoms if you have deficiency of vitamin A. So that is why it is very much essential for us to include everything in our diet, okay. So sources of vitamin A like papaya, milk, carrot, mango, these are vitamin A sources, okay. So next we have vitamin B1, that is keeps our heart healthy, supports body to perform various function, and the sources are legumes, nuts, whole grains, seeds, milk, and milk products. And deficiency disease is known as what? Beriberi. Try to remember these names, okay. This can be asked in your exam. And symptoms like swelling, tingling, or burning sensation in the feet and hands, and trouble in breathing. So these are some of the symptoms if you have a deficiency of vitamin B1. And like some sources are flax seeds, wheats, rice, pumpkin seeds, paneer, milk, okay. So which we have already done also. Now vitamin C. Vitamin C helps body to fight disease, okay. That is, their sources are amla, guava, green chili, orange, lemon, okay. And the deficiency disease is known as what? Scurvy, okay. And the symptoms are bleeding gums, slow healing of wounds also. If your wounds are not healing very fast, that means you have this deficiency of vitamin C. So you have to include these things in our diet, okay, daily. And another, we have a vitamin D. So this helps our body absorb calcium for bones and teeth health. So exposure to sunlight, we said that there is a if we expose ourselves to sunlight, what happens? We used to get the vitamin D, isn't it? Because it is being produced by our own body if we are exposed in sunlight. So milk, butter, fish, etc. Okay, and the deficiency disease is known as what? Rickets. And the symptoms are soft and bent bones. So the bone become very soft and bent, like means very what to say, the bone can be broken at any time, okay. That is the lack of vitamin D, okay. And next, see, these are some of the sources of vitamin C and vitamin D, okay. Next we have calcium. These are under the group of minerals, okay. So this calcium keeps bones and teeth healthy, and some sources are milk, soya milk, curd, cheese, and paneer. And deficiency disease like bones and tooth decay. So if you have tooth decay, that means you have a deficiency of calcium, weak bones and tooth decay symptoms. And iodine helps to perform physical and mental activities. So iodine is very much necessary in order to perform the physical and mental activities. And these are found in seaweeds, water chestnut, singhara, and iodized salt. And the most commonly where we can take this one from iodized salt, okay. And the disease name is known as what? Goitre. and swelling at the front of the neck. This is the symptom, as we have seen this one in our one of the case also, isn't it? So these are the minerals, and one more we have, that is iron. Okay, important components of blood. So iron are important components of blood, and these are found in green leafy vegetables, beetroot, pomegranates. Okay, and deficiency disease is known as what? Anemia. And these symptoms are weakness, shortness of breath. So these are all the symptoms. So these we have quickly studied the chart of your vitamins and minerals, isn't it? And their functions and some their sources, which and their deficiency disease. I hope you have already learned this one in our chapter also, which we have when we have done, isn't it? And there we have done in very detail also. So here is a scientist which you should be knowing about him. Like his name is Koluthur Gopalan, and he was the one who initiated about nutrition research in India, and he is analyzed to make us found that there are so many, like his surveys lead us that in Indian population, okay, there is a deficiency in protein, energy and other food components, and this led to the implementation of what? Midday meal program in school in the year 2002. Now we call it as a PM Poshan. So this initiative is to provide what? Balanced food in the government run and government aided school of our country, especially the poor children. Okay, when they are not afford to eat a 2-time meal at home, and again there are so many lack of nutritions in their bodies, as they are not able to buy certain fruits and vegetables, isn't it? So for those children, especially, this midday meal scheme was been taken out. Okay, was been introduced. And this scheme has played a role in improving the health and nutrition of millions of children nationwide. And with that in scheme, what happened now? There is an improvement of health in millions of children of our nation. Okay. So now let us see how to test different components of food. Now we are going to test the presence of starch, that is known as carbohydrates, presence of fats and protein. Okay. So test for starch. What do you need to do? What is the procedure? Take small samples of various food items like potato, bread, boiled rice, gram, cucumber, peanuts, oil, butter and coconut. And what you will be doing next? Place each samples on a separate dish. And next, what we will be do? What you are supposed to do? You have to add 2 to 3 drops of diluted iodine solution to each item. Okay. And after that, what observation you will see? Blue-black color indicates the presence of starch. And what is your result? Next, let us see the result. The result is food like potato, bread and boiled rice turn blue-black, showing the presence of starch. Okay. And other foods like oil and butter do not show any color changes, indicating absence of starch. So this is your result here. Okay, the food in which there is a presence of starch, what will you observe? You will observe the color changes into blue-black color. Okay, so this was about the test of starch. Next we have test of fats. This one is very easy, like easily you can do in your homes also, isn't it? Like if there is oily patches, then we came to know that there is a presence of fats. Procedure: place a small amount of each food item on a separate piece of paper. See, we have to place in a paper now. Okay, press the paper around the food and let it dry if watery. And after that, what happened? Hold the paper against the light, and observation: if oily patches are there on the paper, indicates the presence of fats. Okay, and what is your result here? What result you will get if you have done this test? Then peanut butter, oil and coconut leaf oily patches, okay, indicating fat content. And what about other food items? Boiled rice like cucumber and boiled rice and cucumber do not leave any patches, because indicating they do not have any fats on them. Okay, so this will be your result. So next we have a test for protein. So what are the procedure here? Crush the food items into paste or powder. Okay, the food items you have to, now what you have to do, what you have to crush them and make a paste or powder of it. Okay, using pestle and mortar. And after that, what happens? Add water. After that, you add water into that food items. Okay, and after that, again add 2 drops of copper sulfate solution and 10 drops of caustic soda solution in a test tubes. Okay, and after that, shake well and let it rest. And what will be your observation? Observation will be violet colors indicates the presence of protein. If the food item turns into violet, that means there is a presence of protein there. Okay, and what is the result? Peanuts and gram turns violet, showing they contain proteins. Okay, and other food items like cucumber or oil do not show color change indicating absence of protein. So in this way you can find out whether protein is present in a particular food items or not. So I hope this was clear. If we have done in very detail in our chapter, okay, if you want to listen into that, you can watch that video. Here we are revising actually, so that is why I'm going a little bit fast, okay. So what conclusion can you make now? Some food items contain more than one nutrients, and like example, peanut contains both protein and fats. And again we have another, not all food items contain all three nutrients. Like example, oil contains fats only, cucumber may lack all the three. So in cucumber you will not find any of the three, like fats also absent, protein also absent, and starch also absent, okay. So it depends on the food items, okay. Some may contain more than one nutrient, some may doesn't contain any nutrient, or some may contain 2 to 3 nutrients. All right, so daily foods like rice, that is starch, okay, peanut, proteins and fat, and butter, that are fats, are important source of energy and growth. So this is your conclusion, okay. So this shows that the balanced diet requires a mix of different foods to meet our nutrient needs. So it shows that in a balanced diet, okay, but what is a balanced diet? Where you are eating everything in the right proportion, okay. So this balanced diet, it shows that the balanced diet requires a mix of different foods. We should be mixing different foods. You should not be eating only one type of food, okay. You should be eating different types of food so that you get all the nutrients from their food items. So achieving nutritional balance through diverse food choice, that is protein, which is essential for growth and repair, found in foods like peanut, okay. Balanced diet, fats provide energy and support cell functions, found in foods like butter. Carbohydrates, primary energy sources, found in foods like rice. So I hope these are all clear to you, isn't it? So now balanced diet. So balanced diet contains all essential nutrients, okay, that is carbohydrates, protein, fats, and vitamins and minerals, everything, okay. It contains everything, essential nutrients, and along with the roughage also, dietary fibers and water in the right proportion. And this is known as what? This is known as the balanced diet, okay, which is necessary for the development of the body. So a balanced diet ensures proper growth and development, okay. And what does it ensures? Maintenance of good health and resistance against diseases. So balanced diet is very much important, okay. So I hope it was clear. So now let us compare some food items and let us see which one is healthier, okay. Like there is a comparison in your chapter about potato wafers and roasted chana. So let us find out, okay. Compare nutritional information on packets of potato wafers and roasted chana. Observation. What are observations? See, this is the potato wafers and roasted chana, okay. So observation in case of potato wafers, okay, high in calories, fats and salt. In case of roasted chana, high in protein, fibers and minerals, okay. And next we have, in case of potato wafers, low in protein, vitamins, minerals and fibers, and here lower in fats and calories in case of roasted chana, and often categorized as junk foods, okay, and a healthier snack option. So roasted chana is a more healthier snack option that you can have instead of this potato chips and all, okay. So junk food versus healthy food. So now let us see, okay, junk food and healthy food, okay. High in sugar, salt and fats. Healthy food contains balanced nutrients. Low in nutrients. In healthy food we have support growth, immunity and energy. Includes wafers, candy, soft drinks, okay, in this case of junk food. And what happens, regular consumptions may lead to obesity and health issue. This is what I was telling you before. We should not be eating junk food, okay. It is not good for our health as they are very low in nutrients and high in sugar, salt and fat, okay. And what is the conclusion here? Choose nutritious food over junk foods for a healthy lifestyle. If you want a healthy lifestyle, what you have to do? You have to choose these nutritious foods, okay. And a balanced diet is key to stay fit and healthy. So balanced diet is the key where you will be staying fit and healthy, okay. And always remember, health is the ultimate wealth. So you should remember, okay, health is our ultimate wealth, which has been said by Dr. Posita in the starting of your chapter. Because if you doesn't have a good health, then how will you be able to work, isn't it? Suppose if I was sick now, I'll not be able to teach you. So health is our ultimate wealth, okay. We need to take care of it. Next, let us see about millets, okay. Now So millets such as jowar, bajra, ragi and sanwa are native Indian grains. Okay, these are grown in India only. These are found in India only. Okay, like see here, you can see the picture here also sanwa, okay, which is a barnyard millets, and these are very good, okay, for our health. So they are small sized cereals, okay, that have been a part of the Indian diet for centuries. Millet grows well in diverse climatic conditions, making them easy to cultivate. So they are very easy to cultivate because they can grow in any type of climatic conditions. All right. And nutritional benefits of millets. Now let us see. Rich in vitamins and minerals like iron and calcium. They are very rich in vitamins. They are very rich in minerals. Okay, these millets, and high in dietary fibers. They are rich in dietary fibers as well. Okay, so that is why they are also known as what? Nutri cereals. Okay, and supports digestions, bone health and overall well-being. So there are so many functions, there are so many nutritional benefits of having millets, okay, or including millets into our diets. So because of these health benefits, millets are often referred as nutri cereals. So because of these high health benefits, these millets are often referred as what? Nutri cereals. So we need to include these millets in our diet. Okay. So next let us see about food miles from farm to our plate. Like how do you get the chapati which you have in your plate? Let us try to understand that one. Okay. So what are food miles? That means food miles refers to the total distance food travel from the farm, that is from the producer to the consumer's plate, the distance covered by the food. Okay, that is known as food miles. And this journey involves multiple steps and people, including farmers, transporters, mill workers, vendors and cooks and consumer. Let me see. First the farmer will be growing the food, isn't it? Again he will transport it. Again in the factory they will be packing it, isn't it? And again in the vendors, like in a shop, they'll be selling it and you will be buying it, isn't it? And after that you'll be cooking and consuming it. So there involves multiple steps, okay, and multiple people as well. So here there is a chart where you can understand. Like farmer grows wheat, this is for a case of bake of wheat, okay, and after that tracing and winnowing of grain has been done, and after that storage has been done, and after storing again what happened? Grinding of grains and packaging has been done in the factory, okay, and after that transport to retail shop from where you can buy, and after that it becomes a food in your plate. So this is a very long process, and that is why we should not be wasting food, okay, because there are so many people who are engaged with this, okay, and you should also remember that there are still so many who are not even getting a one-time meal. So you should be taking only as much as you can eat. You should not be overeating, you should not be wasting the food also, okay. So that was all about this chapter. So there are some keywords. Now let us discuss all those keywords, okay, one by one, whatever we have learned, okay, in this chapter, the keywords. Just the definition is here, I'll just read out, okay, you can write it down in your notebooks because I have already explained you everything. Okay, so carbohydrates are nutrition that provides energy to the body. An example like found in bread, boiled rice, potato, detected blue-black color with iodine, isn't it? Say in case of carbohydrates. So next word we have your culinary practice, that means methods of preparing and cooking food. Okay, example making chapati from wheat flour, that is part of food mile process. This is also part of food mile process, isn't it? And deficiency disease. What are deficiency diseases? Caused by the lack of specific nutrients in diets. And example you can see rickets due to the lack of vitamin D, scurvy due to the lack of vitamin C. Okay, and next we have fats, nutrients that provides and stored energy in the body. Okay, you can write like this. Example found in oil, butter, peanuts, detected by oily patches on paper. Okay, and food components, we have the essential substance in food that helps in body functions, includes carbohydrates, protein, fats, vitamins, minerals, roughage and water. And next we have food miles, and the distance for food travels from farm to the plate, that we have discussed just now, isn't it? And we should be reducing these food miles. Why? Because by supporting the locally grown fruit, okay, by supporting the locally grown fruits and vegetables, eating those things and buying those things, so that the food miles are been reduced and they are been fresh when they reach us. Okay, so example wheat, we have seen, isn't it? In the case of wheat, it goes to the mill, market, home, and again chapati. So reducing food miles helps lower pollutions and supports local farmer also. Okay, next we have iodized salt. What was iodized salt? Salt that contains added iodine to prevent iodine deficiency. This is also a salt where you will be adding what? Iodine, okay, to to prevent deficiency of iodine in your body. Example, like commonly used in cooking to prevent goitre. And millets, what are millets? Small sized nutrient rich cereals that grow easily in various climates. Example, jowar, bajra, ragi, satwa, all are called what? Nutri cereals. Okay, these are the keywords, so I have just given you the terms and examples here, okay, so that you'll understand better. And next we have minerals, nutrients that helps in body developments like strengthening bones and forming bloods. Example, like iron and calcium in millets. Okay, nutrients, substance in food that help in proper growth and development of the body. So these are what called nutrients. Includes carbohydrates, protein, fats, vitamins, minerals, and water and roughage. Okay, proteins. Next, how you can write proteins required for body growth and repair, isn't it? Example found in gram peats. You can detect protein by the violet color when you are doing these protein tests, isn't it, using copper sulfate and caustic soda. So what about rickets? What are rickets? A deficiency disease caused by the lack of vitamin D. Okay, effect are weak and bent bones. Roughage, what are roughage? Dietary fibers that help in proper digestion. Okay, example found in millets and roasted chana. Scurvy, what are scurvy? A deficiency disease caused by the lack of vitamin C. Effects, their symptoms are bleeding gums and weaknesses. Okay, and last we have vitamins. So what are vitamins? Nutrients that protect the body from disease and helps in body function. Okay, example found in fruits and vegetables. So these are vitamins. So we have learned about all this term in your chapter. Okay, I'm just giving you the definition again so that you can write it down in your notebook. And yes, do write down in your notebook so that you can learn afterwards. Okay, and this was the end of today's class. We have completed the summary. In next class we will be doing your textual question and answer. Okay, and yes, don't forget to like, share and subscribe my channel, and please let me know how do you find my today's class. Okay, so we'll stop here for today. We'll meet you again in my next class. All of you have a very nice day ahead.